Okay, so Sierra, Samurai, has given her reason for why she decided to main Aura, and actually it's a little bit similar to mine. We actually share the same. We have actually have a lot in common on our favorite Aura and most favorite to least favorite, and just what we like about Yamaraja in general. Anyway. So now I guess it's my turn, and I'll basically just answer the same questions that I asked Samurai in the previous video. I started playing Elsword the same time as her, around when Shelling Guardian had first came out, which was 2013, 3 years ago. God, it's been 3 years already. So yeah, 3 years ago, my first character was actually a Sheath Knight. That's Infinity Sword is actually the reason why I got into Elsword in the first place. I liked the way that Infinity Sword looked. I was young back then and I had a tiny crush on him. I'll be honest. Don't laugh at me, Samurai. But that was my main reason for starting Elsword though. And it actually did look interesting anyway, like the whole concept, how to fight, the PvE, and trust and believe, I was a terrible player when I first started. I didn't know what I was doing. But going from using Elsword, I switched to using Rena after a while. My main reason being the stamina system. After losing all 100% of my stamina, I'm like, I have to wait till the next day in order to play again and start leveling. I don't want to do that. I'll just make another character. So I made a Grand Archer, and I actually really had liked Grand Archer for a while, honestly. But then, so I used her for a while. I got her higher level than my Sheath Knight. Tried PvPing with her for the first time. She was the first character I ever PvP'd with, and I was terrible. But after using Grand Archer for a while, I eventually, I'm just gonna skip a bit. I eventually just started maining Night Watcher for a while. So, and this was still way before R was being released. But around that time, I was watching KR videos of Aura herself. I was seeing how I saw the trailer for her, how she was fighting the demons in the desert and everything. How when she was surrounded, that Un had took control of her, and I'm like, what is going on? I was actually really fascinated by her, and I always liked spear users as well. So that was another point for her, and since I was also getting off of playing Tales of Vesperia at the time as well, and I always liked using Judith, who was a spear user too. I always liked using her, and I couldn't wait until Aura herself had came out. So when Aura finally did come out, I made her the day of, did my best to level her, got to Little Cian, which was the only class that was out at the time. But also around that time, Yamaraja and Little Devil was being teased in KR, and I was always trying to find a video of like Yamaraja PvP or how she would do in PvE. Mind you, Yamaraja PvE is fucking terrible, honestly. That's one of the main down points I can't stand. I can't stand that about Yamaraja. Her PvE isn't the best, honestly. Energy Wave is amazing, but that's the main PvE move that I would ever use. But yeah, I kept always trying to find Yamaraja videos, like mostly PvP videos though. I wanted to see how she would do in there, and I was really excited for her. I liked the dark motive that she had. I liked the fact that she had range to her attacks as well. She, with her spirit orbs and her combos. And I felt like that she would also be a decent support character too, with her spirit orbs from a range. If like in teams like 2v2 or 3v3, if your partners are getting comboed or ganged up on, you can use the spirit orbs to try and help it out. Renewal made that even more effective with the fact that her spirit orbs now pierce. So yeah, I was really excited when Yamaraja was, when Little Devil actually, matter of fact. Little Devil was being teased. I quickly made another aura, got her as high level as I could before Little Devil came out. Was Little Devil, PvP'd on her all the time. I was actually pretty decent, if I say so myself, as with Little Devil in PvP. I did okay. And then when Yamaraja finally came out, I was ecstatic. Always my Yamaraja is always my first character that I have to cap. Ever since she first came out, she has to be the first character that I cap. It's just what I have to do. But so I didn't really care about like the tier list or anything. I didn't even know about it at the time that Yamaraja first came out, honestly. I didn't know anything about it. I just played with her, had fun. I used to be a D ranker back then, so I did D rank, and I also sometimes carried people in PvP back then. I had fun. I loved using her. She was always my main character after she was released. But then came the time where like Ashura was finally being teased as well. Finally, Ad, Elysis, and R was getting their third job paths because they didn't have it at the time. So like, I was a little bit torn between the two when Ashura was first being announced. Like, I wanted to use her. I liked her, the story behind her, the background story for her, and I also predicted it long before she was teased. And I wanted to use her real badly. So when she did finally come to North America, I job changed my Yamaraja into an Ashura. But so yeah, I PvP'd with her all the time, and I absolutely love Ashura's PvE skills. She's to me, honestly, it's my own personal bias, she's the best PvEer of the three auras to me. But just after a while, I wanted my Yamaraja back. I missed her, honestly. I had a little one that I was leveling up at the time, but I stopped using her after a while and just job changed my main aura, who is Umbra Maiden, by the way. My main aura, I job changed her back to Yamaraja, and after that, I never... The only times that I would job change her after that would be just to go back to Ashura when a level cap came, because I honestly still didn't like her PvE. So I job changed her to an Ashura anytime a new level cap came, leveled her up to the cap, job changed back to Yamaraja. I always had to go back to her after that. Ever since then, I've never cared about the fact that she was always the top of the tier list. I didn't give a damn about that. I wasn't power hungry as Sanurai was. I just liked her. Yamaraja was always my main girl. She's bae. And she always will be. There is never going to be any class or character that is going to change that for me. Yamaraja will always be my main character. So, yeah. Now with the renewals though, I never job changed my Yamaraja. She is always Yamaraja, and I just PvE with her. Currently, my Yamaraja is level 91. I will eventually cap her to level 99, and I'm going to do it while she stays Yamaraja. End of story. So, yeah. I'm once again reaching my limit right now for this recording, but that's my story of becoming an aura main. That's our Sunrise and our stories of becoming an aura main. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.